Have you been thinking about starting an online business, maybe stepping into the coaching industry, selling programs and courses? Or have you already started your online business, but you're not seeing the kind of success that you thought you would have seen by now after spending the time, the effort, and the monetary investment? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you how to make sure that your online business is a success. And you might be thinking, okay, Siobhan, that's a bit of a stretch statement, but I have a better thought for you. How about show me how? Because if you're already thinking that creating success in your business feels like a stretch, that's very likely one of the reasons why it's not as successful as you would like for it to be, or it hasn't gotten off the ground. Because when we approach our business thinking that it's a stretch for us to get there, we're going to start chasing success. And it's always going to feel like we're never able to keep up and that we have a gap to fill. And so we're trying to just pour into this filling gap here, and it never seems to get filled. And then we're just on the hamster wheel of thinking we're making change, but nothing actually changes. More time has passed, but our results are not any different. So I've got 3 things I'm going to share with you to make sure that your online business is successful. So the first thing you got to do is you got to discover. Discover what? Discover why you're on this journey in the first place. If you don't know why you're starting a business, it's very difficult for you to keep going. There will be challenges. There will be bumps on the road. There's going to be moments where you're not making any money. There's going to be moments where no one's reaching out or inquiring to work with you on social media or whatever platform you choose to build on. There is going to be a moment where maybe you're just not good. Your skills aren't there yet. And it doesn't mean you can't help people. It just means that you haven't yet built up the skill set. So if you haven't discovered why you're starting your business in the first place, then when those challenges arise, it's going to be easy to back down. It's going to be easy to look for the back door. It's going to be easy to say, this is too hard. And either you give up completely, or you kind of put yourself in this thinking phase, and then you're thinking, and all time has passed by and still nothing has changed. So you want to discover, and I don't just mean you want to quit your job or you want to make more money, and all those things are great. But what ends up happening is if that is your only benchmark, then you're never going to feel the fulfillment and the joy of actually building a business, because there are some fun parts. And if you're not having fun in your business, then you're also doing something wrong, because even though it's hard, there is some fun parts. And so you want to make sure that you're creating joy inside of your business. So that means that you have a message to share with this world. You have a product or a service that you can help people with, that you feel connected to, but that you also know serves a problem in the marketplace, and that people want to pay you for the problem that you are solving. So you've got to get a deeper reason other than I want to make more money, because there's a lot of people that want to make more money. Let's look at the vast majority of people that want to make more money but aren't actually making more money. Why? Because I don't want to say it's not important to them, because they might believe it's important and say it's important. Who am I to judge? I'm not judging. But what I am saying is that the words that they're saying it's important isn't matching their actions. So is it really important to them? Maybe. Most people just aren't in enough pain yet to be able to make change. And unfortunately, pain is a huge catalyst to creating change and transformation and starting a business. But the thing is we never have to get to that painful state. It doesn't have to be like that. If you're able to actually discover a deeper why inside of your business, or the why you want to get started, it's so much easier for you to keep going, because when it's hard, you're going to actually know why it's worth it. Sometimes when that money ain't coming in, you're wondering, why am I doing this? Is this even worth it? But when you've discovered the why behind it, now you know why it's worth it. Now you know why you're doing it. And if it's just for the money, unfortunately, that's just not going to be enough. Now, I'm not saying money is not important. I'm just saying that it's honestly not the big driver for a lot of people, believe it or not. It's top of mind for people, but it's not the big driver, because if you actually really just wanted to make more money, you would go get another job. You would pick up some extra shifts. You would do something else for money. That's so much easier than starting a business. And so if you're going to actually start the business, then you've got to have that deeper reason, that deeper purpose as to why you are doing it. And I can tell you, for me, when I first started my journey back in 2014, I had a why, but the why was the money. And even though I was able to stay consistent on my journey, what that did for me was it made me stay stagnant. It allowed me to just stay complacent, thinking that I was making change, thinking that I was doing something. And next thing you know, months pass by and I'm in the exact same place again. And so it wasn't until I really discovered something a little bit deeper than just the money that I started to feel fulfilled through the process. If we're not feeling fulfilled through the process of building our business, then we're going to quit. So when we have that why, we're anchored in the process, even though it might feel difficult, we're able to keep going. So that's the first thing, discover. The second thing is you got to commit. You got to commit to the transformation. Here's the funny thing. You committed to the transformation of getting your degree. That was an entire process. That was an entire school system process. And you committed to that process to get your degree. We've got to be able to commit to the entrepreneurial journey and transformation the exact same way. Because the truth is, when you committed to getting your degree and taking the exam, getting a job, you didn't just say, oh, I'll just see how this goes. It wasn't that way. You committed to the process. And that level of commitment to your transformation is what has landed you where you are right now with having your clinical degree. We have to approach entrepreneurship the exact same way. It is a transformation, and we have to allow the transformation to occur. Because I know we want to understand all of the strategic ways to build a business, how to grow an audience, how to make sales and market and have sales conversations in the DMs on Instagram or Facebook, or, book a sales call and make better content. We're learning how to do all of those things. But the real transformation of entrepreneurship is how we develop emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. That is actually the glue that makes all of the strategic things that we do inside of our business actually stick. So if we're only committed to learning the strategy and the knowledge base, but we don't commit to becoming the person, and what I mean by that is, are we somebody who is taking consistent action? Are we somebody who is working on our emotional capacity to take on more clients or to grow a bigger business? Are we working on our spiritual connection and deepening our relationship with God so that we start operating as if we know that He put us here to do the work? And so we have to be able to also clear that mental bandwidth that we have of the fears and the doubts. Like, we've got to work through that stuff. That's what becoming the person is. And so we can have the knowledge base of what to do, but without having the glue, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual components, then what are we committed to, right? So you want to commit to the transformation, and the transformation will happen in your business as a direct reflection to how it's happening to you. And here's something that I've also found is that sometimes we grow a business very quickly because maybe we were in the right place at the right time, we were connected to the right people, something happened and the business grew. But if you didn't grow in parallel or even faster than your business growth, then you might see the success, but you might not be able to sustain it, or you'll see the success and you keep having to feel like you're chasing the hamster wheel to keep up. And you end up being burnt out or building a business that you don't love and you're not excited about, and that's taking from you as opposed to giving to you. I firmly believe that things are either energy taking or energy giving. And so we want to have a business. Yes, we are giving, we are here to serve, but our business should also give us something as well, because we are fulfilling our mission, our purpose, our God-given purpose on this planet. And so we have to be able to see how the business is also serving us. So first thing was to discover. Second thing was to commit. And the third thing is to remove. Remove what? Remove these two phrases. The first phrase, I'm trying. I'm trying gives you the back door. The second phrase is, I'll see how this goes. Those two phrases make it okay for you to stay stuck. It makes it okay for you to stay mediocre. And I know you don't desire to be. It makes it okay for your business to not work. And whenever a challenge arises, it's okay for you to back down and not lean into that challenge. So when you remove, I'm trying and I'll see how it goes, now you're really in that commitment. That is what allows you to commit to the transformation. And also in that discovery phase, when you have discovered the deeper reason why you want a business to begin with, then those phrases automatically get eliminated because it's not going to be, I'm trying. It's going to be, this thing happening. I'm doing it. This business will be successful. And we have to be able to develop our skills in the process. So when we remove the I'm trying and we remove the I'll just see how this goes, we actually are committed to the process and transformation for us to be able to learn the skills so that our business is successful. And so when I talk about honestly guaranteeing your success, making sure that your online business is successful no matter what, these are the three things. You got to discover it, you got to commit, and you also have to remove. Because as you start growing in this process, so much changes that our jobs never prepared us for. Our job didn't prepare us for this level of transformation that entrepreneurship brings. It shifts you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It pushes you and forces you to be that better version of yourself. So if you're not committed to the transformation, if you're not removing those words and you haven't discovered why, again, you're giving yourself the back door. So as you're navigating through your business or you're navigating through, maybe if you want to start a business, I want you to ask yourself, what is the end vision? What is the kind of life that you want to live? Is where you are right now the kind of life that you want to live? Because if it is, kudos to you, keep on doing it. But if it's not, then taking actions and steps to grow your business should be a no-brainer, right? It should be an absolute no-brainer. Entrepreneurship becomes a lifestyle, just like how our careers and our jobs has kind of just become our lifestyle. We have our identity tied up into our degree and our accolades and all of that. We actually have to be able to let all that stuff go as we step into entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is not dependent on how smart you are. It is actually our ability to focus and be intentional. And it's also our ability to think. We have to be able to think and solve through problems, and we have to be able to navigate ourselves. I actually believe the business part is super easy. What makes entrepreneurship hard is the human component. It's how we have to navigate through the different emotions that we just never got exposed to along the way in our career. And entrepreneurship will bring out these things. It'll bring out the fears and the doubts, and it will cause us to procrastinate because we're afraid of being more visible, afraid of putting our message out there, afraid of people seeing us, and maybe stuttering if you want to go live. I actually used to have a stutter. And I've worked really hard on not necessarily removing it completely, but being comfortable on camera and being able to talk to all of you, right? So we have to be able to anchor into something that is just so much bigger, because it's going to make us move through the challenges and it's going to feel so worth it. So if you love your life right now, keep doing it. But if not, what's your other option, right? What is your other option? So I highly encourage and I highly invite you to get out of the thinking phase and the procrastination phase and anchor into something deeper when you discover why you started your business in the first place, when you commit to the transformation that business and entrepreneurship is bringing you into, and you remove the phrases, I'm trying and I'll see how this goes. That's the only way you're really going to be able to guarantee your success, because you're going to be able to turn this journey into a lifestyle. Entrepreneurship just becomes something not just that you do, but it ends up being who you are. And what I mean by that is you have just become someone who takes action, who shows up consistently, who does it no matter what. And doesn't live by the excuses, because we all got something going on. Let's be honest. There's always something happening. So it's up to us to decide, not choose. It's up to us to decide that this is happening for us. And I just gave you those 3 steps to be able to do that. So drop your comments down below, and I will see you all in another live stream. Bye.